Okay guys, welcome. This is Jared Goring and this is my Chapter 6 assignment for my high school sportsmanship program. We actually have one here in place at the high school that I'm currently employed at, Washburn Rural High School. And the sportsmanship program is a collective effort in order to promote respect for student athletes, coaches, and officials that are in attendance and or working or participating for Washburn Rural High School athletics. We're asking that everyone pledges their commitment to the campaign to build a positive spirit in the stands throughout Junior Blue athletics. The more who join in, the stronger our impact will be. Our message is very simple. We want to be loud, we want to be proud, and we want to be positive. What do we mean as far as fan sportsmanship goes, as far as the spectators and the parents' guidelines? Cheer for your team, not against the visitors. Don't get personal with your comments about players, coaches, or officials. No profanity, racist or sexist comments as well. The biggest part that I want to talk about now in this first section is kind of the education for the parents and the spectators on what the policies and guidelines are. Educating the spectators is a very critical first step for the foundation of the success of this Washburn High School sportsmanship program. We have to define our expectations up front, and I do these at a preseason parent meeting when I get all the parents together with the student athletes, and they come in and they would meet with us, and we would go over the protocol and the guideline that is outlined in this sportsmanship program. We would spend a large amount of time on how we react and what the punishment is if we do react. There are proactive steps to improve sportsmanship here at the high school. Our school educates every coach, every student, and every athlete and parent on sportsmanship expectations. We do this, like I said, in a PowerPoint presentation at a preseason meeting. We do carefully track all of ejections or misconduct that are in the stands by assistant principals, athletic directors, anyone that is in charge and on duty for that contest. A more welcoming environment is established at our high school. Our managers of our gym, our athletic directors, our custodians, our administrators, we welcome both the officials and the visiting teams at all times upon arrival and provide them with the needed information. Acceptable behaviors will be included in every game program, and information will be communicated at this parent meeting via the PowerPoint presentation or via an email that highlighted with the slides that was provided at the meeting. Starters will shake hands prior to every game, and again, this is stuff that we just go through so everyone understands what to expect going forward. Schools are encouraged to announce home and visiting teams who exemplify great sportsmanship, and a team sportsmanship champion will be named in each sports season at the end of the fall, winter, and spring. The annual sportsmanship award will be presented to the school with the most individual sportsmanship awards for our current Centennial League. So again, just to kind of wrap up this first section here, this is introduced at the preseason parent meeting. We cheer for our team, not against our opponent. We don't get personal in our comments about players, coaches, and officials, and we are aiming to promote respect for all student athletes, parents, officials, and coaches here at Washburn High School. Okay, the next part that I want to share with you are some of the responsibilities that we outline here in our preseason parent meeting that are some of the responsibilities that they should follow at every home contest or home event hosted here at Washburn High School. Remember that it is a contest here and you're here to support your team and enjoy the skill and the competition above everything else. Never intimidate or ridicule the other team or its fans. Remember that school athletics are a learning experience for everyone involved and that mistakes are sometimes made. Praise student athletes in their attempt to improve themselves as students. As athletes and people understand that we would praise a student working in the classroom as well for the same level of appreciation. Understand that the ticket of admission is a privilege to observe the contest and not a license to verbally abuse others and generally being obnoxious. Learn the rules of the game to understand and appreciate why certain situations do take place. Show respect to opposing players, coaches, spectators, and support groups. Respect the integrity and the judgment of all officials and their calls throughout the contest. Refrain from the use of any controlled substances, alcohol, drugs, etc. before and during any home games and afterwards on the side of the high school grounds of the event. Use only cheers that support and uplift the team. Do not use profanity. Recognize and compliment the efforts of the school and the conference administrators for their efforts in emphasizing the benefits of athletics and the rule of good sportsmanship. Do not ever interfere with the questions or decisions made by the school administrators in their attempt to control the lack of sportsmanship and respect among spectators. Understand that Washburn High School reserves the right to remove any fan from improper behavior. As far as the overall camaraderie of the spectators, whether it be a student spectator or a parent spectator, always applaud the players for their efforts. Accept the decisions of the officials, appreciate the participation for their community, support school personnel in conducting an orderly and spirited contest, maintain composure when breaks seem to go against your team, and demonstrate concern for the safety and welfare of athletes. And most importantly, encourage players by showing enthusiasm and positive recognition. Okay, following a spectator ejection, there are steps that will need to be followed if this case presents itself at a contest here hosted at Washburn High School. For example, a parent gets upset, argues a call with the official, continues to do so and ends up getting ejected and therefore removed from the contest. This individual will then not be allowed to return and attend a minimum of 2 contests in that sport at the same level of competition from which the spectator was ejected. The individual may not attend contests or be at a home or away facility as a spectator during this suspension period. This includes attendance at events held at any level, varsity or junior varsity, during this suspension period. An adult spectator must then meet with the athletic director and or building principal prior to attending future events. In addition, they are going to be required to complete the sportsmanship course from the National Federation of High School Activity Association online. A copy of this sportsmanship course certificate must be submitted with the written request for the reinstatement upon their return to, again, be in attendance for some of these contests. As an adult spectator, if the parent or student athlete completes this, then they will be allowed to return. If they do not ever complete this course, they will not be allowed to return, therefore will forfeit their privilege and their rights to attend future contests hosted here at Washburn High School. An adult spectator who is ejected for a second time will receive a no trespass order for his or her school district that applies to all Centennial League sanctioned events for 1 calendar year. So for 1 school year, they would not be allowed to be in attendance upon the second ejection time. Kind of the action plan that we have here in place here at Washburn Rural is that they would meet, the athletic director will meet with all the coaches prior to the season, specifically laying out the expectations upon an ejection of a parent or a certain individual that has affiliation with the program who is in attendance. A parent meeting, like we had said at the beginning of this video, is an important time for this to be relayed as part of their message. We'll emphasize the importance of sportsmanship and provide parents with that contract, acknowledging their acceptance of the expectation of the appropriate behavior. Again, the athletic director has the final say, as well as the building principal has the final say with your actions. So again, it is communicated at a high level and with a professional level that they demonstrate proper sportsmanship throughout all home contests. Okay, the sportsmanship evaluation plan is the final piece that I want to talk about today. And this is when the current athletic director here at the high school will be conducting walkthroughs during practices and observations, obviously at all home contests, as much as he or she can attend. They will also develop a committee that will evaluate all the ejections that I've previously outlined in the slide before, which consists of the athletic director, the assistant principal, coaches, and the security officer present at the time. All ejections that are defined below will result in adding a game to the existing CASHA punishment that I had outlined earlier in the video. For example, violent conduct up in the stands, fighting in the stands, using profanity, putting down the opponents or the officials may result in an additional suspension. All players and coaches have to meet with the athletic director and the principal, like I had said, after an ejection. This evaluation plan will kind of uphold the consistency and reaffirm everybody that sportsmanship is at the utmost importance here at this high school, and that we do want to make a great example and let our student athletes be a great example of our actions as well in the stands. Thank you.